Yes, guys, and on the spot today, we have the COO of the Kate and Chris Limited, a social media strategist, and is an event manager, organizer, whatever you need when it comes to event, he got you covered. In studio, Chris, Kirwa!
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Thank you, guys.
As in, we're just so happy to have you in studio today.
Yeah.
Like when we see you, we are going to learn.
Yeah, you
We
know.
will learn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things.
And trust me, with all the silence that has been there, there's nothing much that I've been doing. So I have a lot of things to share. So
Yes.
fire away, let's go.
Yes, karibu sana. So I just have to start. You know, you come from, humble beginnings, you know. Umetoka mbali, your story is very inspiring. Ile like unajua ile literally kunyenyekea na kuputin kazi ndio uweze kufika mahali unataka kufika. Having the vision. Tell us about the beginning. Like, school, ulianza ni shule, the interest, events, ama what happened?
I grew up in Nakuru. There's a school called Hyrax Primary School, and later went to Langalanga Secondary School. But immediately after Form 4, now I am a kid of a one. How do you put it? Single parent.
Yeah. Mom, dad?
No. Dad had already passed away.
Oh, okay.
So then my mom got an accident. Unfortunately, stayed in hospital for like 6 months. ICU, then after that, in hospital another 6 months, then went home, then passed away. So I couldn't proceed with my education. So now, they say when you are at ground zero, now the only thing is up.
Yes.
So then packed a few clothes and then came to Nairobi. So I didn't come to Nairobi to look for work, I came to look for money.
Okay.
So anything I got, I did. So basically I did everything. So I discovered I could talk. Then I started doubling up as an MC. So even in school I used to volunteer to MC once in a while. And slowly then I realized people are actually liking the way I speak, how I could command the crowd. But I used to have challenges because now I will, yes, agree to MC your event, but because the organizer here didn't organize properly, then I end up having to not MC well, and then I volunteered now to go help you in your event for free in order to make me look good when I'm MCing. In the process, I'm teaching myself events management, but it started from the weddings. In between, I joined KBC. Then I volunteered, I went to KBC and told them I could broadcast. So I used to go to the gate. They look at me, they think this guy is mad, but I said, yeah, I just want to be in this place. I think I can talk. So after 6 months, they allowed me in.
What? You used to go every
go.
often until they actually let you in.
Yeah, but they thought, maybe let's give this guy a chance. And true enough, they gave me a chance. But I didn't start straight away. I went to, there's a section like now where you are, there's a group I met down there. I think it's the programming section that does, we used to call it a log. So I went to prepare logs for the rest of the presenters. But I'll go to the studio and watch the guys doing the work. Then one day, there was a blank. The person who was supposed to relieve the person who was there was not there. Then the person who was supposed to have been relieved had left. Things used to happen.
So there was literally no one.
So I ended up being in the studio, and it began. So I was in radio 1 minute, I crossed to TV, started editing, designing. In between, I'm organizing beauty pageantry, I'm doing MCing, because now the work at KBC is casual work, so it's not like it's permanent. So it's hustling.
You can do other things.
Yeah, I'm doing everything. Like I said, I was looking for money, not work.
Wow.
But in KBC, it was voluntary. We were not getting paid. Sometimes the checks will delay. It was 9,000 bob. So you go, you're given a check to go to the central bank. So you're queuing with a check of 9,000. Guys are carrying briefcases. No, there was no large money there.
Oh my God.
So you feel very intimidated.
Oh my God.
I used to see ministers, but you're queuing in central bank, by the way. So I used to say one day, you guys.
Why central bank? There's no other bank. I mean,
I don't know. I've never understood why they used to give us checks of 9,000 to go cash in central bank.
Oh, that was now KBC.
That was KBC.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. So in the others, of course, you'll be paid with food or transport, or you'll be accommodated in a nice hotel. So now you're happy. And that used to happen. Yeah. So basically, all along, all these things I'm learning and practicing things, I think. But in between, I'm researching. So bought my, I think, a digital satellite TV which was more expensive in terms of paying the subscription than the rent.
Yeah.
So, and the idea was to learn from it,
Yeah.
so that I'm seeing how big events are organized. So Olympics, Diamond Leagues, Grammys, Oscars, I will be there scripting and imagining how is that camera. Like now when I came and I hooked up the Nini, I already know what she wants to do. I can see you guys have 2 mics just in case one goes off, the other one. So I was learning those things on my own. So everything I am is self-taught in a way, yeah. So, and then I kept on volunteering. If there's something I'll volunteer and say I'll do this. So, and people started trusting me because they saw maybe this guy is a bit committed. So, and
So you did a lot of free work. So when did you officially make money from being,
Yeah.
like when did it begin? Like did you, when did you officially become an event organizer?
After having run restaurants at some point in my life.
Event restaurants?
Yes, I was running
Is there
a
anything
restaurant.
you haven't done?
No.
It was like you DJ. DJ.
Yes, I was a DJ.
Also, you were
But with the
passing,
tapes,
you know,
with tapes.
What?
passing the
Tapes as in
record
cassettes?
Yeah, like this. Then you slot in.
and passing
Then you hold the
posters,
pose.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the hassle in town for
Hold on.
events.
Used to DJ with cassette tapes.
With cassettes. I mean, you know, chrome tapes.
Oh
So there was a club called Pipes in Spider. So
Which do you know what a cassette is?
I
will-
know, I know.
Joking.
she knows, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so you put, and now you've cued the song, so you press pause. And now this is playing. So you pause this and unpause this. So you
What?
That was the mixing. That's so crazy. But how was it? What would you say you learned? Because you know you inspire a lot of young people out there. What would you say you learned during this period where you were doing all that? You know, you already had your vision. I want to one day have my own events company, but I have to do this work before I get to where I want to go.
I think it was bottom line of, first and foremost, all these things I'm doing. I sold cassettes in matatus in South B and Buru. So when I'm doing all this is to try and earn money to survive, but at the same time having that vision of maybe one day
This is where I'm headed.
nitaonekaniwa niweze
Yeah.
kuweka ka event kangu. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So it was all, I did a lot of things and I took longer. I wouldn't wish anybody to take the time I took. With the digital age, you can take a shorter time
Yeah.
because research is just on your phone.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. Those days, I mean, I didn't even have a phone. There were no phones. There were no mobile phones. So you needed to read something or watch something, and where are you watching from? So the big break came after. I think I was running now a restaurant called Rangers Restaurant. And then a company called EXP came and they were launching the Tusker cards. Then because I'm excited about events, I went to volunteer. I'm showing them what to do. I'm telling them ideas. So kumbe they're observing me and thinking, this guy looks like he knows what he's doing. So after the launch, they called me and said, listen, we have a position of an operations manager in our company. We'd like to call you. I said, what is EXP? And we do experiential marketing. So me, I'm thinking, what the hell is experiential marketing? I didn't know. So I said, trying to research, but I ignored them. I was happy at the restaurant. I was hosting events, I was doing stuff. Then they called again. So I went. So they interviewed me. I was the least of the people they were interviewing, by the way. I didn't have the necessary papers and all that stuff. But the knowledge I had was a bit surprising. So they wanted to beef up the events department. Long story cut short, I ended up being the events manager, operations manager for EXP for 4 years, traveled to almost 7 countries to help those other countries do. Most of the guys that we worked with right now run their own agencies, the ones that we are working with and those that I taught. So then after some point now I decided like a dream of my own company.
It's about time,
It's about
Yes.
time.
And you know, like to get to that dream of yours, there are
Yeah.
keys that you live by. There are those
Yes.
3 things which you're always talking about. You say,
Yeah.
I live by 3 things, and those are the 3 things that got you through the hustle to where you are at today. Tell us about it.
Number one is have a teachable spirit. Have a teachable spirit, meaning she's younger than me when she was hooking me the mic, but I will be humble enough to ask her something that I don't know and not feel that I'm too high to ask. So you have to have that teachable spirit and she'll never change because every day is a learning. Even coming here, I'm learning something. Never underestimate the power of networks. Everybody I meet, even meeting you guys now, when we meet somewhere, something from here, something can grow from here to something else. There's a reason why you guys decided you need to host me here and probably not the next person. So it's about networks. Also, I never keep time. I'm always ahead of time. I was here like 1 hour earlier, so just seated. Yeah, I never keep time. I'm always ahead of time.
Yeah.
That has really helped because Europe keeps time. Africa don't know how to keep time. Us, we never keep time.
Yeah.
So
Very
that's the mantra that we live with, and it's helped a lot.
Yeah.
Because now you put your clients under pressure where you've arrived ahead of them.
Yeah.
So try and deliver before, which is not easy in our setup, but
Yeah.
we push that a lot. Work with everybody and treat people as a team. So I like being part of a team. If I come here, I'm not a star. I want to be part of this team. I want to know who is behind those cameras, who is doing a lot of stuff. And after that, just go and tell people thanks.
And God is a big part of who you are.
Yes, and God.
Yes.
That's the part that I didn't say. God
Yeah.
is everything at the end of the day
Yeah.
for everybody. And don't pray God because Corona has hit. Just pray God every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
Those are some very wise gems. So tell us now about your current company. How did that come about? How long has it been around?
Kate Chris is our two names, me and my wife. She's called Kate, I'm Chris. Limited is everybody else in the company. So Kate Chris Limited. Yeah. So we used to joke about it and say, listen, when I give you a baby, I'll call the baby Kate Chris. Kate Chris. And it's a girl. So Kate Chris. And he said, okay. Then slowly, in between, she kept telling me, it's time now. We ventured out and did our own thing. But let me say this, men fear venturing out faster because if I'm married to you or you, then you are afraid that if I move this way and I'm not able to feed you, that's failure. So that holds a lot of us.
Yeah.
Before you make that calculated break and say, now I want to be on my own, it's those ones of suppose I move and then it doesn't work.
Yeah.
How do I tell everyone? How do I feed this girl? How do I make sure she's happy? So that made me hesitate a lot of years. But she nudged me and told me, you have all this experience. Kwani si unafanyanga. So eventually, she is the one who went to register the company. Told me, now I've registered and I said, we are moving.
Now let's, like it's here. Let's
said,
go.
Okay, yeah, we need to move. So we moved. So he said, now we have to divide roles. Me, I'm very good in operations. Like I want to come and see how
Like on the
cameras are
ground
working.
kind of stuff.
Yeah. I'm not dressed like this for almost 1.5 months, even shoes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nakwanga t-shirt, jeans.
T-shirt, jeans, helmet.
Because you're just running around.
Yeah, I love running around. Then now she handles the client side of things, which is PR, client service management, hospitality, stuff like that. Me, I handle now security, technical stuff. So we had to divide, which works very well. So everybody is focusing on their area. Then, of course, we started approaching companies. And what helped us is because of the work we had put in before. This is what I tell people. Irrespective of where you are, even where you guys are now, work like you are in CNN, CNBC, wherever you are, whatever you think. Because you do not know where you will end up. So the amount of work you put here is you're practicing to put in hard work. So that hard work that we used to put in where we were employed really helps in the company because now I don't do anything less. I do the same thing that I used to do. So what I do in Kate Chris, I was not doing less where I was employed. Because I knew one day I need the same energy. So that's what helped us. So the clients that used to work with us those days find it easier to trust us.
Yeah.
Because
they've already seen the kind of work that you can do. Yeah.
Now, the other one that is more crazy is that our current almost 6 clients used to be our brand ambassadors. You know those chicks you employ in the supermarket?
Are you serious? I actually did those jobs at the beginning of like...
Yeah, so someone like you now, we are working with you and we are harsh. We are very harsh as a company. We don't joke, by the way. We treat you well. We pay you.
Yeah,
we treat you like a human, but we are very harsh to the work. So those guys grew at first hating us because of our harshness. But later when they went and got employed after clearing campus and they ended up as marketing managers of certain companies, they remember this guy who used to be very strict. And when we walk to those things, they say, listen, if it's you guys, we are not even arguing. We'll give you this work. Just do what you used to do with us those days. That's the whole marketing manager saying that.
Yeah. So let me just cut you short real quick. I know there's so much more you have to tell us, but you have to go on a break. Guys, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Like Chris is just feeding us like some gems, like, some wise things. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We'll take a break. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kirwa is still here in the building, dropping some serious gems. Sorry, I had to cut you off, but he still has a lot to share with us. I hope you're listening, youngins out there. I hope you're listening.
So I think let me repeat the point again. When you're given a chance as a promoter, you're standing in a supermarket aisle, or you are a hostess in an event, or your work is to hold a cake and bring it to the front for it to be cut.
Yeah.
Treat that as the most important thing in life, because you never know where you will end. And so, like I was saying, the clients that we have, some of them ended up being big shots of certain companies, and they remembered this guy now who has an agency that used to be very harsh with us. So if I give him my work and he's treated the way he used to treat that client's work, I do not need to micromanage them. The biggest fear of clients is micromanaging you, coming to follow you guys up. Like now when you look at here, can you imagine your boss standing there to try and tell you what to do? No, you know what you're supposed to do, so you walk in and do it. So the guys that we worked with all those years, when we walk into these boardrooms, they might not necessarily be the big bosses in those agencies, but they refer us and say, I think, Tracy, if you want good work, you better trust these guys. So you see, invest in the future, in the people, because you don't know what they will say. So, and there is tendency in the agencies, and this has to be said, that just because I'm the boss, I treat the small ones very badly.
Like
I
you're
refuse
above
to
them
pay
or
them.
anything,
I demand to sleep with them to be able to continue. You know, all those things happen, and
they actually, unfortunately,
they need to be said. You as an agency person who is the boss there, that is wrong. It needs to be said. You as the young girl or young guy who is there, do not compromise. Just do the work. If they don't want to give you good work, bounce.
So would you say a lot of your work came from referrals? Because honestly, I think referrals is like the best way to like get any like kind of jobs.
Referrals by clients, referrals by people who grew to be clients, and referrals by people who grew and are networked with other people who are clients. And of course, existing clients that know, okay. I mean, some of the clients have also trusted us with their own personal events. So a guy comes and says, I want you to handle our wedding. We don't do weddings, per se, we try and avoid them. But they say, me, I work for this multinational and I want my wedding. And I do not want funny stuff in my wedding. So I want you to handle this wedding of mine the way you handle an event. So they trust us to do it. And because we understand them, we've worked with them, we understand what they like, we do it that way.
You know, I like what you said about, you know, like sometimes men feel they fear to move or, you know, try something they've actually been wanting to do for a long time because they fear to fail. But also, the way you talk about Kate was there to tell you, you know what, I've moved for you. Now you need to get yourself
out of the comfort zone.
What will you tell the youngings out there? Because I'm pretty sure there's so many guys out there who are just over there. They fear failing the woman. And maybe you are with the wrong woman who doesn't see the vision that you have or doesn't trust in your vision. She's just there to tell you, well, me, I just want money. You get? Like, she's not there to push you to become a better man. What would you tell the young guys out there?
About choosing their spouse.
Yeah, choosing a spouse and, you know, having the right person with you.
You know, too much fair is a face in life. But you need to get out of too much fair very fast as a girl. And reach a point where now you look at the vision in your guy and push that vision
forward,
so that the fair doesn't need to be too mad. The fair will
You're
just
earning
be
it.
there. The fair is there. So getting the correct partner is important, and I thank God for Kate. That's important. So probably I will not have moved as fast as I moved now without her pushing me. That is critical. You on the other side as a boy, listen to this girl. The thing I always say is that you guys are always 10 years ahead of us in the way even you guys now,
the way you think.
Your vision and whoever you date, I don't know who you guys date, you might find
We're
that
10 years
you know exactly what you will do 10 years from now. I might not know what I'm doing next week.
That's true. You don't even know if you're going to eat, like what you're going to eat for dinner. You just,
so you guys plan. I mean, even when we are traveling, even I'll see Kate planning what we will be wearing in 2 months. And I'm thinking, our wedding, she had her clothes 6 months in advance.
Oh, bruh, like I need to talk to her about how to organize my life.
6 months, we had everything by the 6 months.
Serious?
I'm thinking, tushapima mpaka nguo mpaka ziko kwa nyumba.
Haya.
So there are people who plan ahead like that. And we are not saying you have to plan Kate's way. You can plan, but you still need a plan.
Yeah, I still need a plan.
There are moments that will come when you really don't feel like working, and those moments come with boys. Where I want to enter my nothing box. You know, we have boxes. You know, we have boxes.
Yeah.
You guys, you know, can think. Even now when you're here looking at me, you're thinking what you will cook, what you will wear tomorrow.
That's true.
Me, I'm not thinking like that. I'm just thinking, what do I tell these guys? Because they have asked me a question. You guys...
Just one side of the brain, that's it.
Yeah, you mesha divide, uko home. In fact, ushafika home unapika. Now, you see, that's different.
Yeah.
You see, that's
Very
different.
true. Yeah.
It's true though.
So, when we enter that box of ours of nothing, because it exists by the way, and we want to think about nothing, and it annoys Kate and every other lady anyway, very badly, because how can you be thinking about
I really
nothing?
don't understand how you can, honestly, how you think about nothing. Like,
By the way, unakaa tu hivi. Hata you are watching TV but you are not seeing it.
what do I'll never understand, guys.
Nothing. Uko tu kwa nothing box. When we enter that box, let us stay there a bit.
Yeah.
It's important.
You need it.
Yeah, when we emerge, now we are ready to engage. That's why when guys have issues, they retreat into their cave. You guys look for each other and discuss. That's why we die a bit early.
You die a bit early because we do way more dumber things.
Yeah,
than
we
do, like,
dumber things
yeah.
and keep it in, and it eats us up. So that's not something I can say now. From tomorrow now, men stop doing that. It's a process too.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Oh
So
my
like
God.
what you're saying is that you guys have given each other, like you understand each other. She knows like when it's time to go into your nothing box, she gives you time to go into your
Yeah,
nothing box.
it was a
but when
fight,
it's
like,
time, but when it's time to push you, it's like time
It's
to
it's
push
to
you.
push me, yeah.
But like how do women do that without belittling men? Because I feel like that's what usually happens.
It's belittling
like,
and nagging.
Yeah, and nagging. Like it gets to a point where you're in your nothing box and you're trying to explain that you're in your nothing box, but she's already started calling you lazy and useless. And so how do you find that balance?
It's important to read, because even these things I didn't know. But by reading and researching and probably sitting on a mentorship with other people, then you understand, okay, there's no way you will ever be like me. There's no way I'll be like you. So it's reading. Invest in reading to understand you better, to understand him better. So, and that's what we do. But let me tell you, we are not a perfect example. The only difference is that all our fights, all the challenges, downs, ups that we've had, we rarely share on social media, because that's not the place to anika your stories.
Yeah.
That's another thing. So just find a way of bottling that in, deal with each other. Then when you emerge outside, you're smiling. So when you see smiling people on Instagram, do not assume that's how life
That's
is.
how life
Yeah.
is.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's
life,
true.
life ni
Yeah,
normal.
because I feel like it's so automatic for people to just smile for a camera. It's very easy to like look
It is,
happy in
it
front
is.
of the camera.
Yeah.
But also, would really like to know, how has COVID-19 affected your events, like company? Like what is happening there?
Now for us, I was interested in COVID when it started in China for some, I don't know why. There's also a friend of mine called George. So we used to discuss COVID as early as December when it broke.
Wow.
By January, we told each other this thing will shut the world. Can you imagine?
Are you serious?
Yes. In fact, if you go to my Instagram, I used to talk about COVID. I was saying,
a
guys,
lot,
this thing is
yeah.
bad. We need to be careful. Because I could see, if you have a
You could see the
disease
trend,
like
yeah.
that, that requires social distancing, it means it will
Social
affect
events,
us.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So now, how do I have 10,000 people in KICC for a concert now?
Yeah,
So the first industries to be hit were events.
true.
So our clients started cancelling as early as January. We have not done any work since December for us.
What?
So you survive on savings. There is zero work. I think this is the first of almost official work. That's why I'm very excited.
You're like, oh wow, look,
you came out
cameras,
of
lights,
there.
I
yay.
can't believe there was a process. I was registered at the gate. I was asked where you are going. I have not been asked that for almost 2 months. We've just been sitting at home.
Yeah.
So, so of course the events were hit faster, and we will be the last to open, in my prediction.
Yeah.
Because until the coast is clear, sign is given where being together does not mean risk of infecting each other, then we are going to be where we are. So yes, it has affected us. For the first time, I dressed up
Wow.
in 2 months.
Wow.
Hey, na
That's how serious
opportunity
it is.
came. I'm
Paka,
telling-
paka.
Maka viatu.
Come
Mmeona
look.
viatu zangu huko.
But you know,
As in, yeah, as in, I have not dressed up. I have not done anything. I wear a t-shirt. Now you discover you have all these promotion t-shirts that you are giving.
The ones you are giving out, now you have them.
Yeah, so you have them there. So you wear that and some tracksuit and some open shoes. In the evening you walk, then you come back home. Then you realize you can watch TV too much, man, it becomes toxic.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. We were actually just talking about it just when you said, and I was like, I watched 2 seasons in one day.
Yeah, I started having nightmares because I used to watch CNN. I just want to find the latest. Now I've decided.
So you have a lot of time.
Yeah, at least today is fine. I'm talking to you guys here. I'm feeling happy. It's been bad, and I see it being bad, and it will change the way things are done in many industries.
From
Yeah, very, very many will change. I don't see us going back to the normal.
To very normal.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while, you know.
Yes.
And thank you for coming through. We've come to the end of the show.
Yes.
Kama kawaida, when we have, like, you know, people like Chris in studio, we don't do the
teach
game
us
thing.
life
You know, he's
lessons.
teaching us a lot of things.
You know?
So Chris, where can guys find you on social media, book you for events? Unajua kidogo vitu zikirudi kawaida,
Lazima
the
turudi
interview
job.
will be
Yes,
over there
yes.
somewhere. Yes.
Okay, so that camera.
That one, yes.
We are Kate Chris Limited. Our offices are on Gong Road, Shalom House, off on St. Daniel, Komboni Road. Social media handles for Kate Chris is at Kate Chris Limited, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. My Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter is at Chris Kirwa. For Kate, it's at Kate Kirwa. All of them.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
man.
guys.
I really enjoyed this.
As it is out, we's done. The show is over. 10:30. We see you, our people. We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. So be sure to tune in. Bye-bye.
Bye.